what's happening, Twitter world? I don't know how to do an intro for this. Um, Welcome to Big Dragon Energy. I'm 1/3 of your host, um, Dust. Why don't you ladies introduce yourselves?
I'm Chris Day, and call me Chris. Nice to be here, ready to get right into the episode and talk about what happened. I'm live about it. Super live.
And I'm Ebony. I'm crazy live. I've been waiting to do this for a long time, and I'm glad y'all are here with me.
Yeah, I mean, so first episode. Well, first off, if you're not familiar, this podcast is gonna be strictly on the new Game of Thrones series, the Song of Ice and Fire, about the Targaryen clan, their rise to power 200 years before young Dany Targaryen took over.
Right.
So tonight was the first episode. First off, let's just get into it. What was y'all thoughts? What was y'all overall thoughts? What was the
Thinking it was like a Harry Potter entrance, dragon in the sky. That was nice. It gave me some chills. It was interesting. I thought the intro would be a lot longer, but I'll wait for that.
Right.
Yeah. I loved it. It did look like a scene from Harry Potter when it's flying in the car. Was it the car?
I think so, yeah.
Flying in the car. And I liked it that it started off with dragons. I mean, they had that scene at the beginning with where they were talking about the succession and stuff, but they popped it off with the dragon scene. I'm glad we got to see that first.
Right. Me personally, y'all like the dragons. I like the nigga in blonde dreadlocks out the gate.
Yeah, lace
Finally got some black people on the show, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. So 200 years before Dany, it picks up where the king is leaving a successor between his nephew, I believe.
You talking about Daemon?
No, the original king. The original king.
The old dude in the beginning.
Right, yeah. So he had two sons. One son had a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's married to the black dude with dreads. I forgot her name.
I can't remember. I think it was like Rhaenyra or something like that. It wasn't Rhaenyra. It was like Rhaenyra or some shit like that.
Okay, yeah, that's Rhaenyra. And then you got his cousin, was it? His nephew? The current king was the nephew of the OG king, right?
Series.
Right, I think so. We have to double check that, but I think so.
All right, so they started off with an ominous, no woman has ever been queen of the Iron Throne. Right after that, we get into Fake Dany.
After that,
Rhaenyra coming in on the dragon, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Showing up. So what's y'all first impressions of Rhaenyra? What's y'all thoughts on that?
My first impression, I'm not going to say great value version because she was the OG.
Right.
But she seemed like the, strong type. She was a leader. She reminds me of Arya. She had more of like the warrior path and wanted to be like the queen. She came in smelling like outside.
Right.
I can feel
dragons.
She came in smelling like outside.
She was a, dragon riding. Like from the history of it, dragon riding is very rare. Being able to ride a dragon. So she already had that down. But, I like her. I think she's gonna be the warrior type. I already like her off the bat.
Word.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
What was your
I'm a slight hater. I'm a little hater. I like that she's a little more Arya type. I do like that, but I don't know. We'll see if she ready for it. The CG is definitely better from the first time we seen dragons on Game of Thrones. These dragons look a little more realistic. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah, it was interesting. They said they had 10 dragons
Yeah, I want to see
Jump
him.
out the gate. I mean, is there 10 Targaryens? Is there some characters that's missing thus far, or what?
Yeah, it gotta be. It gotta be. It's gonna be some little bastard somewhere with some dragons hidden in a hole. I know it. I'm waiting on it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some little randoms that nobody knows about holding some dragons.
Yeah. And so, in typical Game of Thrones fashion, we get our first hater, the freaky ass uncle, Uncle Daemon,
Right, Daemon.
the brother of the king. You know, I'm smelling a lot of Ramsay Bolton on my man.
Right, for sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
if y'all familiar with OG Ramsay out there in the world, you know, real sadistic cat. You know, got off on doing wild shit. You know, but I mean, you kind of had to respect him. You know what I mean? Started from the bottom. He wasn't like a Joffrey character, so yeah, man. I think they doing a good job building up Damon's character, looking like he may be the main antagonist. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he is. They can't kill him off. If he dies, the show over. It's already that obvious.
Yeah.
It's that obvious. He coming for the crown. Y'all saw him in the back while they was at court, just listening, laughing to himself. He gotta be there. And I like him. I ain't even going front. I like him. He's slimy though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Starts off.
The Game of Thrones. Like,
yeah, for real.
Starts off cutting off ass cheeks and heads.
Right.
Oh, wild intro to your man. You know, he's in charge of the City Watch, which, you know, is that something new? I mean, we know that the Wall.
Right. That's what I was talking about.
It wasn't a City Watch in the original Game of Thrones, so.
And it seems like there's already a King's Guard, so I'm like, what's the difference between the King's Guard and the City Watch? Or is it kind of the same? You know, I guess we'll find out more.
From what I understand, they're different. The King's Guard, you know, they pertain to the king and stuff, and then the City Watch, they've been around for a while. I think back in Game of Thrones, is actually Tyrion was head of City Watch for a while, I think.
Oh, okay.
Remember when they were fighting, they had the Battle of Blackwater Bay, the red cloaks, the ones in the red cloaks. I think that was a City Watch.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And so this is before, it's been established for a
while. All right. Okay, so let's get into the storyline, how it's building thus far. So, you know, Game of Thrones got a Game of Thrones. We already got an issue with the king. He's injured.
Tetanus.
What was in the OG Game of Thrones the Stone Men when they went to Valeria? They got
that little girl grayscale.
It looked like it was just infected, but I mean,
it looked like tetanus to me. Like,
there was some hint of grayscale to me a little bit. I don't know what y'all.
I have to go back and look at that again.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't see that well. Y'all must know that. I have one contact in today. It looked kind of yellow, like infested.
Right.
Like Khal Drogo.
Like the ears back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Game of Thrones wouldn't be Game of Thrones without some Game of Throning. People playing, trying to get their spot. We got the Hand of the King beefing with Daemon. You know, out the gate, Daemon's already adding fire to the fuel, or fuel to the fire. Excuse me. Calling out his
son
or his cousin, I think it was.
He said it was his son.
Did he say it was his son?
The dude called out he was like the son of the Hand of the King or something. I was like, dang, you pulled out his son. You called out his son out the gate.
Yeah,
like, I think that's what he said. It was his son.
And then got blessed by his daughter. So,
man.
So Daemon has some pure hatred for Mance.
For real.
But I mean, the dude, you know, he already trying to play his hand. straight out the gate. Before we get into that, we got to talk about the king and his heir. He wants a son. He already has his oldest child, obviously Fake Dany or Rhaenyra.
Fake Dany.
AKA.
He's hoping for a son. His wife's pregnant. There's some big games going on. During the same time, his wife is in labor. He's This is where the show starts getting good.
That was intense.
Lots of bloodshed going on. Some people fighting, getting their heads ripped off and shit.
Yeah, now that was tight. I was feeling that tournament. Did y'all see how it was set up? Like before the dragons burned everything down, the tournament, it looked so nice and put together and well kept. I admired that.
Yeah, it was hard. So he has an ultimate decision to make. Let his wife, or the doctor says they either both gonna die, or you can try to save the baby, your son. That's his hope. And he decides to go through with the cesarean section.
I don't know if that was a C-section. Come on now. I don't know what that was.
That experiment from the Citadel.
That was the old school. That was that old school jump.
That first one.
That was a T-section, an L or something. That was, right. I don't know.
Right. So talk about it. Talk about that scene. Talk about what y'all thought about it. Talk about.
What do you think about that scene?
I thought it was a brutal scene, but it was very well done because you could feel it. I don't know, being through that before and then understanding what she was going through. I mean, she was an older woman, obviously. It was already unsafe for her to be having a child. And he put a lot of pressure on her for a boy, And even before the tournament, I think they had a scene where she was in the bathtub and she asked him, is this the last time? Because she had miscarriages, stillbirths, all that.
Now she said this the last time. Yeah. Well, that's it.
And he went and made that decision without her.
Yeah, that was hecka scandalous. Like, oh my God.
Like she expressed her concerns about it I felt she was fearful in that scene about giving birth,
right.
To keep doing it. I feel like she asked him, is this the last one? Because she knew he wanted a boy so much, and she put her body through that many times to try to give him a son.
Right.
And she was afraid. She was getting older, and she could only do that so many times.
Right.
And the surprise on her face when they just pulled her down like that, that shit pissed me off.
That was kind of disturbing. Like, come on, for real. At least prepare her. Like, hey, we about to do this. Like, sorry, not sorry.
And that just shows, like, she's a queen. For her, a queen to not have a choice, like, when it comes to women's bodies and stuff, it's crazy. It's still like that today.
The time period is, the king got to do what he got to do. You got to have an heir.
What if it wasn't what if it's like a girl? The whole time I was like, oh, it's about to be a girl.
Or I was like, a boy's going to be sick. He going to get his karma.
Yeah.
Well, that goes into the following scene. He ultimately chooses to take the baby out, and he does have a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is well and good in the kingdom until the young boy starts choking.
Did he choke?
I don't know. It sounded like he couldn't breathe, I guess.
But how did you feel about that scene? What were your thoughts on that scene? The bird.
It was hard for me to watch. I can kind of understand where he's coming from. When the doctor, what would you call it? What would you call it? That guy, the doctor guy. What would he be called?
OBGYN.
I don't know, but when he made the decision, he said, yo, either they both gonna die or you can choose to save the baby. He really had no choice, honestly. You had to take the risk on having the boy, having the heir as a king. But it was rough to watch, it was, I know he I don't know. That's a tough decision to make, you know. But I mean, I guess it kind of shows the character development of the king. You know what I mean? Um, he's obviously. I think I don't know. I think I wouldn't say he's weak, but he's obviously kind of emotional character. He seems very I don't know. He seems very like all over the place emotionally. You know, he doesn't seem very stout in his decision making. So, I mean, I'm interested to see how that plays out. You know,
Yeah.
especially once the grief hits. I mean, like it has already, but I think he might off himself. I'm be honest. I think he might jump out the top of the castle somewhere.
Yeah.
May have a dragon set him on fire episode 2.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Which then leads into the next scene. The hand calls a meeting of himself, the king, nigga with dreads. They all sit at the table, and immediately they say, "Hey, man, your wife's gone, your son's gone. You got to choose an heir." Not even 15 minutes later. The choice is between his oldest child, his daughter, Fake Dany, Rhaenyra, or Daemon. Daemon is behind some walls listening to the whole conversation.
Slimy.
This is where it gets real interesting, because now you see the cards being dealt. The hand of the king obviously is trying to make moves, trying to get Daemon out of there, trying to get Rhaenyra in that spot, or even himself, as we'll later see after this scene. What's y'all thoughts on that? What's y'all thoughts on the pressure to get an heir going?
It has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately. It always has to be done with something like that. Well, I think he knows he's sick or something's wrong with him. So I think there's a lot of pressure on it too. And plus his age.
The king?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he obviously can't have no more kids or heirs. I mean, I guess he could take another wife, but
he'll probably take another wife.
Yeah.
But I mean, now we're at this point, so Damon's overhearing it. He's laughing. They say he don't want the throne because he's too impulsive. You know, he wants to conquer some shit. Also, nigga with dread says, "Hey, my wife is always an option."
Right.
Throws in his cards, his hands on the table. They immediately shut that down. They say, "Nah, playboy, you got to take that back to wherever you came from." He also said, "Hey, listen, you don't even got to worry about me having a male heir. I got a little mixed kid down there.
Oh wow, yeah.
Huh? With some good blonde hair too. You know what I mean? You can get right into the action." They said, "Nah, player. Nah, player. We ain't going for that."
That's crazy.
So they seem to agree that Rhaenyra should be the heir. I guess that fire ups freaky man Daemon. He goes to the party.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? He shows up to the spot. You know what I mean?
He pulled up on a few of them.
He shows up to where the action is. You know, not participating, just looking around. You know, very
admiring. This can all be mine. This will one day be my kingdom. Yeah,
chilling.
That's how I feel. I feel like he was trying to I'm about to take this shit over.
But I don't want to overlook that the hand sent his daughter to go see the king. We got to talk about that too. You know what I mean? What was y'all thoughts on that? You know?
I was like, how old is she? First of all. But it don't matter. We talking about years ago.
Yeah, they were probably 13, 14 back then. I know Sansa She was what, like 12, 13? All they needed was to have their cycle or whatever, and they were ready. So,
Right.
to be married. But he said, "Put your mama dress on."
Yeah. He trying to get his spot solidified.
That's so weird. Yeah, and that's her friend, Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Her homegirl supposed to be, but she going behind her back trying to secure her spot too.
But I mean, I feel like her dad's probably pushing her. But the king, he didn't really seem too interested when she showed up.
He know what's up. He know what's up.
But he was eyeballing her at the tournament.
See,
Was he?
I don't know. I don't know.
Think so?
I think he was worried about what they were talking about, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
maybe
they were discussing.
I think they was messing around before.
Ooh.
I think that's why they was looking at each other like that. At the tournament when they were all up there watching.
Right.
Okay.
Allison, that's her name, Allison. She turns around and looks at him, and they're like looking at each other, and she turns away.
I didn't catch that. Maybe I looked too much.
Nah, he's sprinkling a little cayenne pepper on the damn show right there. That's a little spicy right there. I missed that little spice. I ain't catch that. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. That's what I saw, but
Where?
That's what's up.
So the hand of the king gets word back that while Daemon was at the the little get together, we should say, he said some unkind words about the passing of his. Well, wait. Let's talk about the funeral. We missed the funeral. It was the funeral before that.
Yeah. Huh? Oh my gosh, she didn't even say it. She was like,
yeah. She choked on the words. I was like, her mom,
so is that her dragon?
I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many dragons we've seen so far. We've seen what? I don't know if the one dragon we've seen is the same dragon.
No.
We've at least seen two, for sure.
I've at least seen 3. I think there was like a greenish one, like a red and orange one, and then the black and red one.
I think I saw the green one, like on his belly, maybe, or underneath somewhere, and that red one, or whatever color that was.
Wait. So y'all saying when he was talking to Rhaenyra about becoming the heir, that was the dragon?
At the funeral?
Or after?
See, I think when the dragon she flew on, because he said, "Hey, you got to say it."
Yeah.
So that was her dragon at the funeral, and the one she flew in.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, we're gonna skip. We see Daemon trying to corral one of the dragons, so
that's probably his
little junk can feel on it.
Yes.
So I mean, y'all said y'all see another dragon in there though. Where'd y'all see?
I thought I saw another one, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, maybe the angles from that one dragon that's hers. Maybe she got more than one though. Maybe she got like 3 dragons off her. That way I see it.
I mean, there's 10 of them, so I mean, who knows? Yeah. So, we're gonna talk about the funeral.
Yeah.
Everybody's highly upset. We kind of skipped that before the meeting, but the Dracarys
funeral.
The dragon says the mother and baby ablaze. It was kind of good to see some callback to the Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? The OG one. Yeah. So back to Daemon at his little party. The hand of the king gets back to the king. Says, "Hey, your brother out here wilding, saying wild stuff about your deceased loved ones." King calls mans into the room. Says, "Hey, bruh, what you said at the party, cuz?"
I said what I said.
And that's what kind of energy you brought. What's your thoughts on that type of energy, huh?
I was loving it. Like, well, shit, I mean, I like to make jokes, and we all know that, you know what I'm saying? And he was, king for a day, or whatever. What did he call it? Heir for the day, king for the day.
I mean, it is what it is, right? So what so the show ends with Rhaenyra's Rhaenyra getting blessed by Rick and Stark, a callback. You know,
Yeah, it looked like no Stark to me.
Who else was there?
The Baratheon dude, the one that
the
found
Barath,
Dread's wife.
yeah, the Baratheons. I think that was pretty much it. But they were all blessing Rhaenyra to be the heir, and they were all pledging their allegiance. Daemon was not there, of course. Also, I found it interesting that her daddy told her when he was saying he was going to bless her with the throne, that his grandfather, his dad, said that a winter was coming.
Yeah.
What's that mean? Is it the same winter? What we talking about there?
I think it's the winter.
Is it the first winter? Wait, what we looking at?
The winter 174 years later. I don't think they gonna see him.
They ain't gonna see no white. We ain't gonna see no White Walkers in this series.
I don't think so, man. Because they said it's been centuries or whatever since anybody has seen. But I mean, technically, we're 2 centuries away, so it's possible. But
I like how they left an ominous. You know, we don't just have to worry about Daemon. There's something else out there you got to worry about, buddy.
Yeah. And you got to pull it together. And you're going to have to be the one, if they do come, as a Targaryen, you are supposed to pull everybody together. That's your job. So if it comes, that's what you got to do.
So overall, you know, I mean, what was y'all thoughts on the first episode?
I would rate it like a solid 8. I give it
an 8.
I give it an 8.
Okay.
I'm a simp for this show, so I'm gonna do a 9, 9.5 at least. Probably even a 10. Yo.
Really?
I enjoyed it.
Good.
I was happy with the tournament scenes. Those
were
legit.
That was awesome.
The cinematography was great. Like when they were marching in to kill like the rapists and stuff. Like there's so many, like a lot of good things about it. And the way it set it up from future episodes, I really liked it.
Yes.
Like it's gonna be so much that happens. Like I feel like it's gonna be at least another 5 seasons. Like,
I thought it was a great introductory episode. A good way to build all the characters. I like the fact that there's less characters than Game of Thrones thus far. You know, in the OG Game of Thrones, it was like 4 families in the first episode. You know. This one we focus strictly on the Targaryens. I like that. I need to see more Rhaenyra development. I'm not sold on nothing she's doing yet. I like I said, I like Daemon. He's already giving me.
I'm kind of thirsty for Daemon right now.
He's already giving me that big dragon energy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he already. You know, Targaryen's a little nuts.
Right.
So what do y'all want to see in the second episode? What's y'all thoughts moving forward?
I need somebody to die already. Maybe it'd be the king. I don't know.
Some more death? All right.
Yeah, I need one more death. And then we can try to get over the grief and stuff.
He needs to get out the way.
Yeah, I think he needs to go. And we need to see this
I think they
Rhaenyra and Daemon fight.
Yeah.
I mean, they gonna fight on dragons. I mean, y'all trying to see that in the first season? Y'all trying to see? That seems like it's gonna be over already. You know?
I mean, so they can separate. You know, let's fight and go butt heads.
And Daemon are gonna fight.
Yeah, and you go take your ass back to River Run. Ain't that where he at?
He went to the Vale of Air.
To the Vale, whatever.
And then he took old girl with him, didn't he?
With your little piece. Take your ass back to the Vale real quick, and we'll fight from a distance.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to fight. I think they're going to team up because they was on the same type energy, I think.
Nah, I don't think they're going to team up. I think Daemon's going to declare war on Pops.
I think so, too.
I think he's gonna pull up with his peoples. I think there's gonna be a big battle for the most part.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where the season gonna end, with Rhaenyra kind of like having to step in as queen toward the end, from the brother beef. Me personally, that's where I see it going, because
I need Daddy to die.
you know, I can't see Rhaenyra going right into beefing with her uncle right now already. It seems very quick, especially if you're looking at 2 or 3 seasons, you know?
I just think the dad seems like a little too timid. Like, you don't know what you want to do. Maybe it's because of the sickness or what, but you just a little back and forth. You like, dang, I defended you as my brother, and now it's like, all right, forget it.
He's going mad.
I'm gonna give it
like
to my
the Mad
daughter.
King.
I never thought about my daughter, but now here you can have it.
They always said the Targaryens were mad because of the incest, and I think
Yeah.
the king and the queen were related.
Oh yeah, it was probably first
So I
cousin.
think, yeah. So I think
That's what I think.
that shit starting to get to his head. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, that's a good take. So, you know, this is the first episode. It was a good episode. We covered everything I think we needed to cover.
What's your rate the episode? You didn't say. What's your rating?
I don't know yet.
What
Your first reaction rating.
At the end, you was like,
Because I'm gonna go back and rewatch probably later.
Yeah, I'm
on.
gonna watch it again tonight too.
I'm a harsh critic. I think I'm probably at like a 7.5. But I mean, I do that just the first episode. You know, I mean, I can't.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know really what was missing, but I don't know. I kind of just I liked it, but I don't know if I'm sold yet. You know what I mean? I don't think that first episode sold me on the whole thing. You know, like I don't know if I'm bought in. But the original Game of Thrones was a slow first 3 episodes before stuff started getting spicy. So
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think until they killed Ned, I wasn't really.
Yeah, that really popped it off. That was.
I think I stopped watching.
Really?
I didn't watch it till like 3-4 years after.
Okay.
But I was like, hold on, I thought he was gonna be in the whole series, and he did. Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I mean, like that first season, I was kind of slow to get on board. You know, it was moving kind of slow. I mean, but there's a lot of character development and everything, and that's probably what's going on now. You know, so. But like I said, it ain't a bunch of characters. But I mean, this has been the first episode of Big Dragon Energy. I'm I'm 1/3 of your co-host. Just y'all gonna say y'all goodbyes.
It was a nice first episode.
Yeah.
I'm Ebony, 3/3.
The 3/3.
Until next week.
I'm not going for action.
Yeah, y'all can catch us here every Sunday. As long as the show's on, we're gonna be talking about it. So
yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it. That's a wrap for the first episode.